Okay, we're going to kind of go over a little bit something today with using your smartphone to run trains. We've done a couple of things here lately, and this is going to be kind of pointed at, you've already got a lot of the pieces of this puzzle, you just need to understand how to tie them together. First of all, we're going to assume here that this is done with a 5 amp command station, which right there you see with the big serial cables connection to it, the big white cable that's coming out of the serial port. That's a 5 amp NCE DCC system. This particular railroad runs on 20 amps overall, so those are boosters. But we're going to assume you have this piece. You could have someone else's command station, and the procedure here pretty much would follow. It's just you have to work with the parameters of that particular supplier. Okay, then you come to that cable, and that cable comes to this device right here, which is known as a Keyspan 19. This is a USB to serial port converter, and that's an R232 cable there. That's pin 1 to pin 1 cable that goes into the back of, well, that cable comes from the command station, and then at the other end, the back, is a standard USB cable which comes to a computer. This is a relatively modern computer. This actually has a solid hard drive in it, and it's very fast, but that's not necessary. It's running Windows 7. That's, Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows Vista, they'll all work. Even your older versions will work. If you're running XP, and the next thing I'm going to get to, you are limited on how far forward you can go. So in this computer, we have downloaded, and we have the program JMRI, Panel Pro, and Dakota Pro. You can get this off the internet, jmri.com, Java interface, model railroad. It's available, it's free. I'm not going to go into all of the how you get it connected and all that. I'm just going to say they run a chat help room on Yahoo Chat. So we'll let it go at that. Sitting on top of the computer is the other device you need, which you probably may already have, is a standard router. Now, this computer and this router is hooked up to the internet through a hard cable from another router inside the house, because this is a standalone separate building. You don't have to have the router hooked to the internet where your train is. You can run a standalone router, not hooked to the internet, and it'll work just fine. Now, so we have the components. So we come up here, and we're going to go to Panel Pro, and we're going to start it, and I'm going to click off and then come back once it's started. So I have started Panel Pro right here. Now, this is where it gets to be interesting. Panel Pro has built into it all the tools you need to make the Wii throttle, which is what we're after, to work. So I go here to Tools, and it says Set Throttles, and you're going to go down here and it says Start Wii Throttle. I'm going to click on that. Now you're going to see this box pop up here, and it's where we track what's being done. I also have to go in here and go to the bottom and I have to start where it's, you don't see anything here, but I have to click on Start JMRI Web Server because I do other things, and we'll show you those too. But you see it's under Tools, JMRI Web Server, so I start that. Now you don't see anything once you do that. So right now we're having sitting here, and there is your address for me that the devices are going to look for. Devices. Okay? Devices. A tablet. Devices. Let's see if I can get the shadows off the screen here. We're looking for this icon right here. Now you can unload this off the internet. I'm going to go over and show you another icon. If you don't get into all of the things of running this, and okay, this is an iPad. Okay, let me go back. It's an iPad. If you're not going to do anything but run your engines on your phone, then you're going to go download the app for iPad, WeThrottle Lite. It is free. If you do like me and you do all the goodies with web pages and running other parts of the NCE system through the or the page here, then you have to have this one right here, WeThrottle. Now I'm going to open up WeThrottle. Okay, we now have the page, and this is to run, got to get back here, an engine. All right. Now, that's on the tablet. Wow, look what showed up here. This is my wife's iPad, so, you know, I borrowed during operating sessions. It showed up as connected. I'm going to go down here to Settings. Okay, it's set to throttle. Oh no. I'm going to go down here and hit Web Server. We're going to go to Operations. I'm sorry, Panels. Open Panels. I got to slide over here because this thing, and open a panel. Bingo. Now that's my railroad. I'm going to close the fast clock up here, but that's my railroad. Now we've got the panel to show up here, and we're going to learn to open up the panel on the tablet. So I gotta get it to, oh, there we go. I got it to flip, and we can scrunch it down. Now I can control my whole railroad from this tablet. We've got some other things with JMRI and how you make all this work, but we'll just leave it at that. You can see the red lines here. That's sitting in front of the Apex Passenger Terminal. Got a bunch of trains sitting there, so they got the thing lit up. Got another train up over here, so on and so forth. I can touch the circles and throw the switches. That's not the purpose of why we're here today. We're going to go here now. Okay, so we've gotten here now. On here, this is an Android phone, and we're going right here. Engine driver. Engine driver is everything you want to do. The WeThrottle to run a train, or the throttle to run a train, or all the web server and all the rest of the goodies too. This part was written by somebody involved in the JMRI team, and so you get it. Now you see my JMR railroad, and then you see the 1290, and I got to close this down. 1290 right there, and you notice the 1290 up there, so they two match. So the Grande Pacific Railroad is showing there, and now it's I touch connect, and we have the engine driver mode on the thing. Let's see, it says throttle engine driver. Okay, so I need to pick an engine to go run, which we'll do here. But now look, it says I have an iPad and engine driver 4D43. I think the point I want to make right here, right now, is I'm not gonna step out here because too far. My understanding is a layman. I'm not the technical expert here. Basically, the command station over here now sees this as a controller. It is not one of the 63 cab addresses that are available. This is the part I don't understand, and I'm not going to try to understand it. I just know it works. These devices are just there, and because they have a unique, each one of them has a unique number, the number you can run is unlimited in this configuration. As I said in another video recently, a manufacturer of DCC equipment, which everybody knows, well-known name, came out with a device which you can connect to a system, but it only will handle 4 devices. That wouldn't work around there on this railroad, believe me. I've run operating sessions and had people show up and we've had 5 and 6 phones on, so, or I have a couple of tablets and several phones. So right now I'm running this tablet and this phone, and it's showing here. All the software and everything is right here in Panel Pro. Now, you have to go through and you have to get Dakota Pro Panel Pro set up, and you have to have it talking to the computer. If you have issues, the JMRI chat room or the NCE DCC chat room can probably help you work your way through it. When you first do it, you get a screen pop up, and there's a couple of choices you have to make. My guess is your choice should be COM port 3. You do not fool with the baud rate. The baud rate is 9600, which is faster than your little brain can think, so don't think it's got to be faster. Okay, so in the world of computers, 9600 is extremely slow. But as far as anything we're doing with this, it's fast. So don't worry about it. Don't fool with it. You have to select NCE. There's very minimal setup things that you got to do to get it to where it's talking to the through the computer to the JMRI program. Once you get there, then and if your computer has a router on it and it's already communicating with your phone, then it's just a matter of turning on the right buttons for this to work. So let's go make it work. Alright, so we have a set of engines here. We've been playing around, so there's much stuff here. Let's see, we turn the lights on. Sorry, the Mars light on these units are burned out, but see, I turn the lights out, turn them on. Okay, so we go here, and the blue dot I'll slide my thumb across. I can make it work. Now, I think we've all seen this one done. So, gentlemen, that's it, as simple as it goes. I can pick any engine on this railroad and run it. It makes no difference which one it is. It's all part of the DCC system. It's all in the NCE command station. So this gets about as good as you want to get. This phone will work on any system. If it's, as long as it's compatible and set up to go into the command station, the phone will work on any one of the current produced systems, which, let's cover it. NCE and Digitrax is 90% of them. It'll also work on the other ones as long as they're set up correctly. So anyway, that about covers it as far as the whole thing goes. So going back over this, the command station right there with the R232 pin 1 to pin 1 cable runs over here to the keyspan 19, which it converts the serial port connection to a USB that runs up here to the computer, which has a now this computer is running Windows 7 Professional, and it will run it until the cows come home and they finally throw it out the door, which right now is projected 2020 or 2021, and I don't know, we may just fight for it longer, I don't know. But anyway, that's another story. Very effective right now. So that command station is talking to that computer, and it's doing it through the program called JMRI, which has two parts to it: Panel Pro and Decoder Pro. When you download JMRI to your computer, you get both parts, and I'll go get the page for you and be back. Okay, JMRI SourceForge.net. Okay, Google JMRI and it'll give you. Now, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of detail here, but we're up to 4.10 here. Production released on JMRI. You have to use an even number. See, tests were up to 4.11.3. You got to use an even number. Don't go past it until they do it, unless you follow this and keep up with it. There's all kind of steps in between, and they're constantly updating this thing. And for you people who get into the Decoder Pro part, that a lot of the updates has to do with new decoders and all the data for them. If you run an XP, if you're still back there running XP, you can't go past 2.14. If you read into this front page here and you go down and you circle it, it kind of gets into it. You have any questions, they have a great chat room on Yahoo, JMRI chat. If you're an NCE user, you want to kind of join both NCE, DCC, and the JMRI chat. Between the two, believe me, they have enough people on there who are experts that can give you your answer. Okay, so, but this is where you come to get JMRI. I just tell you, and yeah, when you go in there and you click on it, see it says where, right here, kick the tires, download. Okay, download JMRI. Installation guides right here. Windows, Mac, OSB. Also the page layout connection. So you can read into all this, and that will give you the thing. And right here is your downloads. OS, Windows, and Linux. So Those are your three options, and if you have any other questions, I'll refer you to them. So you download this. This is free, and you end up with two icons on your desktop that look like that, right there. Okay, not going to get into Dakota Pro. It's not the point here today, so just tell you. I also have a great program right here called Operations, which I run this railroad on. Great program. It makes all my little cars move all around the railroad. No car cards. You get a manifest, okay? All right. So, and it's also free. It's all included. But that's the software. There's your hardware. We kind of gone over it. Your devices and your phone. Little things all set up here to run still. It's sitting there. Let me show you. I think I'm kidding you. You need a spare controller. There's the S4, the old iPhone. It's a spare controller now. It no longer functions as a phone on the network through Sprint, but it does work as a Wi-Fi tool, so we can turn it on and it runs WeThrottle, and I can get it, anybody's phone, download it and make them a throttle within minutes. So it's there's one tablet, there's another. That's an Android tablet back there. Can use the tablets to throw my yard switches. So it comes in handy down here when we get to an end. They get to the end and they're going to start switching and putting cars away. They can throw all the switches using the tablet by just touching the button. That's another whole part of the NCE system that we're not going to get into today. But I hope this helps everybody. If you have an NCE 5 amp system right now, the key span was on Amazon right there. You just type in keyspan 19 on Google search. There are other models that do the same, other pieces that do the same thing, but that was, I think, like $20. So that's, to me, is the only hard investment that you got to make, assuming you have the rest of these tools. So go at it. This is nothing new. Believe me, I've had this running for 6-7 years. So go at it and enjoy.